So the main electrical operation panel within the van, located just above the back door. In here, this is where you operate both your lights, water, so on. So you press your power button to switch it on. Then here, this is for your water pump, for your taps, shower and so on, so you would engage that. You will hear a bit of a rumbling noise in the background as it pushes the water through, but that will calm down. You don't have to worry about this one. This is for an external awning light, which we don't have fitted. You then have to press this one here for your internal lights. You also need to have that on if you're going to use a TV, because it's also wired through the same electrical system. This button here is for your internal temperature. It just tells you the temperature of the inside. It doesn't do anything else. Here is for your water. So this is S1 is for your fresh water. There's currently no water in the system, so it displays 0. And press it again, and then this is for your grey water, so your shower water, dirty tap water, etc. Once this gets up to the 100%, you would then empty it through the grey water waste adjuster that I showed you outside earlier. Again, you don't have to wait till it's 100% full. You can just leave it open if you're allowed to leave it open at your pitch, but if not, then obviously you need to go to the appropriate place at site or over a cattle grid, as stated before. Here, this tells you the voltage of the leisure battery. Now, the leisure battery either charges when the engine is on, and it also it charges through solar panels located in the top of the vehicle. These trickle onto the leisure battery all the time, so you should never run out of power on your leisure battery. This button here tells you the main cab battery, so the actual engine battery. Again, if that starts to sort of dip somewhat, it will alert you, and you may just have to turn the ignition on and run the engine for half an hour or so for it to top back up. And then again, if you were going to switch everything off before you left the motorhome, if you were going out for the day, you would just then press the standby button again. So next to the electrical control panel, you have the Truma heating stroke hot water control panel. Now from here, you press the dial, and you'll see on the left the little van with the thermometer will flash. Press again, you'll see it's currently set to off. Turn to the desired temperature. 2 along to the gas bottle and the lightning strikes. Again, push the button to click on it. You can see it's currently set to gas, as we're not on electrical hookup. You would either have it on gas or EL2 if you were on electrical hookup. It's the only two you ever need it on. But at the minute we're on gas, so click gas, then one more to the right to the fan, and from the fan you can either have it on eco, which keeps a steady temperature and doesn't use as much gas, or you can have it in high if you want to boost it and get the van hot quicker. So click on high, and then you'll hear a click in the background as it ignites the gas, or if on electrical hookup it would just start. You'll hear the fan start for the heating, and that gives you your heating. Next to the little van with the thermometer, you'll see there's just a thermometer on its own. This is for your hot water. So it's currently set to off. So again, you can have it in eco just to keep a steady temperature, or you can have it on hot to really heat the water up by turning it just one to the right. Turn it again to the right, and you can have it on boost, and this will give you hot water for a shower within 11 to 15 minutes. We're currently on gas and don't have any water in the tank, so we won't put that on just now. Now you also have the app that we'll have sent on to you. Now the app controls all of this that I've just shown you, but it controls it from the app itself. We do recommend that you download the app because it makes this whole process very smooth and easy to operate. All of our 2022 models have new touchscreen control panels which control both the electrics and the heating and hot water. So when you switch it on, you'll see from the main control panel, you have resources, room climate, warm water, switches, notifications and turn off. So under resources, this shows you the starter battery, so that's the cab battery voltage, the leisure battery voltage, and your freshwater level and your grey wastewater level. That's like dirty dishwater and shower water. So back to the main control panel. Below resources you have switches. So this is where you control the outdoor light above the habitation door, your internal lighting circuit, you have to choose the checkbox for it to come on, and your water pump, which you use if you're running any tap water, toilet flush, etc. So back to the main control screen. So your room climate, choose either heating or ventilation. Ventilation is obviously good in the summer when it's hot and it pumps out cool air. So for heating, you see you can either have it set at comfort, so it pumps the heating out slowly, or if it's cold you can move it on to fast. You'll see at the bottom right hand corner there's the source, so this is for your energy source. So at the minute we have it on gas for demonstration purposes. So you would use gas if you were wilding and didn't have access to an electric hookup. However, if you're on site, you would use the electric hookup option at 1800. Next to the room climate, we have warm water. So the same applies here. So 40 degree water is great for dishes, 60 degrees for showers, and if you want a longer shower, set it to 70 degrees. The same applies. At the minute we're on gas and we have electric off. However, if you were at site, you would use the electric option. Next to switches you have notifications. So if there was any issues with the heating or anything like that, you would see a little one next to the notifications. You would click into it and it would tell you what the issue was and how to rectify the issue. However, if you're struggling with anything like that, just give us a call on the number that's in the front of the handbook and we'll be more than happy to help. And then the final option is turn off. So when you leave the van unattended, you should always switch the control panel off, which shuts everything off inside the van. Just to cover the overhead lockers, so to open them, you pull it down, pull it out. It's as simple as that. And before you drive, if you can make sure that they are in the lock position, so nothing falls out. And we would also recommend that you don't keep any heavy items in here in case they fall out and end up breaking the top of the oven. And the work surfaces, for weight reasons, are hollow, so if something heavy hits them, it will also break them, and obviously that can be quite costly. So the operation of the hob itself, so finger hole here, lift the top up, it goes into its own lock position and stays by itself. Usual operation like a gas stove at home. Turn the stove, hold it in, you hear the gas start to play, press the igniter and the gas then kicks in. Take it off and it'll stay. Another thing to be mindful of when you do have the gas on is to open this window ever so slightly, just to ensure that no carbon monoxide or anything builds up within the motorhome. Having said that, we do have carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors in the van, so should it build to a dangerous level, the carbon monoxide detector will go off, which is very loud, and you won't miss it. And then to close the oven, again, use the little finger hole and drop it down into the closed position. This also then acts as a work surface. Again, be careful if you've just been cooking things that are hot. Leave it open until the hobs cool before putting the top down, as it can shatter the glass on the top here. So moving down to the oven itself, just like a gas oven at home, we have additional oven trays, grill pan and wire racks to go in here. Again, bit like the one at home. Turn it to the left, push in, hit the switch, and it'll kick in. And for grill operation, you will see here it indicates the grill. Turn to the right, keep pushing it in, press the ignition. It may take sort of 3-4 seconds for it to kick in, but then you'll see it kicks in, and then you can then take your pressure back off the dial again. And then to switch it back off, just turn to the middle so that the button is straight up and down, and then the oven is then safe to close once more. One thing to be careful of here when you're putting things in the drawers is inside the bottom of the sink hole here. Make sure you don't put anything too big, and certainly don't force it, otherwise you could cause damage to the underside of the sink. Again, make sure this door is closed and the button pressed in before driving to stop it flapping open and potentially causing some damage. Fridge operation. To the left, press and hold standby button, which then initiates the fridge. The square in the middle, press and hold. You can then, with the left and right arrows, scroll through the various options that you have to run the fridge from. In this case, we'll run it from gas, as we're hooked up to gas. If you were on hookup, you would use the hookup function. And the final option, when driving, to ensure that your food stays fresh, you would put it on the van battery option. So as I said, we're going to choose gas in this instance. Press the square again. You'll see that the bars illuminate. You can have it at 5 if you're cooling for the first time. However, once cool, knock it back to 4 or 3. Otherwise, the fridge can start to frost.